Hi, I'm Sal Yazbeck, CEO at ClearAnalysis Consulting, and this is your Industry Perspective Insight. Industry information on cross-border shipping and trade technology can present a variety of interesting content on some level or another. Whether it's partnerships, mergers and acquisitions, or suggestions on how a product redesign could generate more value, or evolving use cases made possible by such market activity. Questions I tend to look at are like, where in the supply chain ecosystem a news story falls, that's the broad view, and what implications could it have on the related players in the market, and that's a more focused view. This exercise is interesting to me because, from a general sense, it helps lower the market noise. And the contrast is important as well because it tends to give the activity meaning. What makes this challenging, though, is the broad reach of the ecosystem, the evolving nature of the technologies, as well as a dynamic business environment. In practice, here's how I approach this. What I see is an evolution of data flow patterns, data flowing through and between market verticals. Shipping data, trade data, data marketplaces, and then we also have compliance data. For each vertical, what I also tend to see is verticals appearing within verticals, whether to provide direct services or enhance value through partnerships. And since international trade is based on product movement and the transactions that take place to enable it, an entire tech ecosystem has been developing around that. The result has been an output of data that traverses across verticals and across national boundaries. The regulatory aspect has also been evolving with those developments in mind. On an organizational level, the conversation for you may vary from one vertical to another. But I think it's important to remember that it's an interconnected ecosystem and data runs through it. A helpful way, I think, to view this activity is to ask, where in this ecosystem do you play? Why do you follow it? For example, for product innovation ideas or identifying new market opportunities. And how do you communicate your value to your customers? For example, reinforcing your market standing or being open to co-developing a new product with them. So building some structure into the way you follow and give meaning to market developments can potentially help in lowering the complexity, lifting perspective, and opening business possibilities. I'm Sal Yazbeck, and this has been your Industry Perspective Insight.